This next article takes a totally different approach, talking about vertical integration and suggesting that Apple should partner with no one, that they should do everything from the ground up. Reason being that they could secure themselves a larger margin. Now, something stood out to me in this particular article. By the way, I think that's very difficult to do, particularly if you're on a timeline, to do a car from scratch when you never made a car before. But something stood out to me in this particular article. Apple, very successful in the mobile marketplace, very successful in smartphones, right? According to this article, smartphones are a $500 billion total addressable market. $500 billion. It's a lot of money. Many billions. Apple has 1/3 of that market. The mobility market, that would be cars. Yeah, cars would be in there. $10 trillion. You imagine having a third of that market.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm not saying Apple's going to get a third of that market because it's all regional and stuff. You can't even, a lot of cars in certain parts of the world not available elsewhere. Moving cars around is more difficult and all the rest of it. But if you think about the fact they had that footprint, they have that, it's a known brand in every country. Mm-hmm. Unlike you and I, we may see some Chinese brand car and be like, I don't know what that is. Mm-hmm. Or some car from India. You have cars in India. Or even a car from France.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're into it, then you know all these brands. But you see what I'm saying here? Mm-hmm. That they could take that brand and ride it all the way to a nice little chunk of that $10 trillion. Apple would only need a 2% share of the automotive, a 2% share of the mobility market to be the size of their entire iPhone business. For those of you just listening, I just made a facial expression silently.
You made a funny.
They only need a 2% share to be the size of their iPhone business. So this just, for those saying, oh, why would Apple want to get involved in cars? This is why Apple would want to get involved in cars. Holy moly.
Okay, let's not be hasty here.
Oh, I'm being hasty.
They still have to build it. Which is apparently a lot of hard work.
Well, anyway, this article is also stating that through this vertical integration, they could tap it into how they've gotten so interested in financing recently. Mm-hmm. They've got their own cards and stuff, and you're already financing phones, so they already have your credit. You could work that into financing or leasing for the vehicle. Yeah. So they've got that piece as well. And then, of course, they've also got their ecosystem within its entirety. But this individual suggests that they should do it themselves, which I think sounds a little far-fetched, a little hard to achieve compared to partnering